Honorable colleagues, I want to refer us to the resolution of the House dated 28th day of December 2023, where the House resolved to urge the Ministry of Finance, that's MOFI, and the Institute of Estate Surveyors and Valuers to embark on comprehensive enumeration and valuation of all public assets and publish a detailed inventory of the assets in a register that will be available to the public, and then mandate the Committee on Public Assets to ensure compliance and investigate the management of assets by all ministries and MDAs. You'll recall that after the resolution was passed last year, we are talking of 7 months ago now, we had the first meeting with MOFI around February, where the MD was here to tell us the work plan and all of that. We have therefore given them this long rope between February and now for them to come and tell us how far they have gone with their work. So I'm just going to permit them to begin to reel out how far they have gone in this exercise. Nigerians want to know. Thank you. You have the floor. Can we have the Secretariat put them on oath so that we get the right information?
I, Tajuddin Ahmed, Executive Director, MOFI, do solemnly affirm that the evidence I shall give before this honorable committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, but nothing but the truth. So help me God. Thank you, Mr. Chairman and honorable members of this committee. As the honorable committee knows that the main purpose of creating MOFI is to actually investigate, find out where the assets of the federal government of Nigeria is. What is the position of those assets? Where is the location? And what is the value of those assets? This is one of the major mandates of MOFI, Mr. Chairman. So, as a result of that, MOFI resolved in trying to create the National Asset Register. And the register provides a complete and reliable information on all the assets of the federal government of Nigeria, including the conditions, and it gives visibility of the assets, where they are and their condition. And it also gives a fair market asset valuation that results in the leveraging of unlocking the liquidity of those assets. So, Mr. Chairman, we have two major organizations that testify to that or even back these statements that I'm making. The International Monetary Fund states that if this asset register is created and built properly, it can even contribute, or it will generate additional 3% revenue to GDP of this country. So it's very, very important for us to create this asset register. And the second organization is the Organization for Economic Cooperation and Development, OECD. They recommend that it's better for one organization to spearhead the creation of this asset register instead of combining ministries or parastatals to do it. That is always better to have one person or one institution in charge of it. That is why MOFI is being to spearhead this creation of this asset register, Mr. Chairman. So we can see that the objective is to create a single window on assets and investments owned by the federal government. The National Asset Register is a tool that will enhance strategic oversight and management of the national public wealth. The second objective of the Asset Register, Mr. Chairman, is to enhance the federal government's capacity to grow revenue and maximize liquidity potential of its assets, holding, and resource portfolio. So what are the benefits of the Asset Register? We have three major benefits. One is information database, asset classification, and then asset valuation.
Edie, you have submitted some documents to us, which is here before honorable members. They already have that document. Just speak to it so that, you can abridge the time of your presentation.
Okay, Mr. Chairman. Yes. So we have
those objectives you are reading, you have read them to us in December, you read them to us in February. Severally, you have read them to us. We want to do this. We want to do this. You have been saying it since last year. What have you done so far? That's what we want you to take us through now. Just a moment, please. Let him finish his presentation.
So we have the update, the progress update is we have created the platform and upgrades. We have done that. And then secondly, data gathering. We have issues and challenges relating to this data gathering because we have some reluctance by the MDAs in giving us information relating to the assets that they have with their ministries. Secondly, we have the roadmap to the execution of this asset register. We have two phases of roadmap. The first phase is to develop a robust platform and data gathering across all asset classes. The activities under this phase is to develop tailored data collection templates for all asset classes. That one has been done.
You told us about your roadmap, your work plan in February. Tell us what you have done. What you have achieved. How far you have gone. Exactly. Yeah, just tell us. All these things you are saying, you have told us since last year. Same thing. We'll do this. This is the work plan. This is the roadmap. We have all of that. So how far have you gone in the execution of that work plan? Yes.
So, Mr. Chairman, I want to thank you very much, and the members of the committee. I want to thank you for the patience you have had with us over the few months, especially in addressing this very important objective. With respect to what you have asked us, which is to give an update, I will continue where my colleague had stopped, to give the update from two perspectives. The work we have done with respect to building the infrastructure to track, to monitor, and to provide the accountability that you have desired, and then the actual work we've done in looking for these assets. So like my colleague had mentioned, on the objective set out to build the platform, we have made a lot of progress. So the core of the platform is in place, but then with respect to what we have learned in the last 3, 4, 5 months, it necessitated modifying the design configuration of that platform. And it is that upgrade that my colleague had mentioned was work in progress. Now, in terms of actually looking for those assets, he also mentioned the challenges we had faced. especially with the MDAs basically providing on their own free volition the assets they have under their own control. We have found some assets which we have captured, but one of the other things we noticed, especially on the landed properties, was that most of them did not have titles in place. And with the stringent standards that the platform requires for those assets to be captured, it also necessitates us going back to the relevant MDAs to ensure these issues are resolved. So only about, I think, 2 weeks ago, we sat with the Honorable Minister of Housing to discuss this issue and to see how those assets were found, the landed properties, can be perfected. Again, like my colleague had mentioned, the idea is not just to enumerate, to identify these assets, but to see how we can put them to use to unlock liquidity that can help, to advance the affairs of our nation. You
are just echoing my speech during our retreat. Apart from the platform that you have built,
I have not built it.
You said you have created a platform.
It's been built. But it's been upgraded based on additional modifications we have to make.
Apart from the hindrances that you have encountered, apart from your inability to get title documents of those assets, apart from your meeting which you just had 2 weeks ago to look for how to register titles, because without title documents, those assets have no value.
Correct.
You know that much. So apart from this, that is just elementary. All these are elementary. What have you done professionally? Professionally.
Sir, Mr. Chairman.
Because every day, big men like you, Nigeria, we use taxpayers' money to pay you big salary, expecting that you will give us results. So it's this result that Nigerians want to know to justify the huge resources that is going into funding this agency of yours. Tell us. Before we, because I don't want it to look as if I'm shutting them, because I'm just trying to direct them to what Nigerians need to know.